Hi, this is Advanced Modelling for Game Engines, and I'm Guy Gildersleeve, and for this assignment I did a
Ankylosaurus, I believe it's pronounced. Not a lot has changed since the milestone. I've optimised a few bits of the bumps on the top, but the main key new feature is probably the tongue, which I've just added. I couldn't add any teeth. I just ran out of triangles and just couldn't put it on there. Also, the high-res model has been tweaked furthermore. There's a bit more muscle mass. The underbelly is a bit more noisy as well to just give it a bit more of a lumpy feeling, really. Yeah, this is me playing in UDK with an Ankylosaurus. It can clearly works and everything, though when it turns it seems to just slide across the floor. But yeah, it's got an idle in there, it's got a war cut animation as well, which you're seeing now. I've put the script in so it doesn't shoot and it just chases after you. All well and good, it's good. It's got the physics assets in of the death animation, which I'll show shortly. Where is it? Where's it gone? There it is. Oh, okay. Go for a box. Yeah, it's right size for what it's supposed to be. About just slightly bigger than an average human, average model human, that is. No, I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. I like the picture, the normal map's quite nice, but could have been maybe a bit more stronger, I suppose. Yeah, the diffuse turned out alright. The specular probably could do a bit more work, but I'll be going into more of the texture information a little bit later in this video. This is more just proving it works currently, and yeah, and it's me just trying to kill it at times, which I'm not having any luck on, it seems like. Oh, well, let's have okay, just go to the floor. And ammo, get maybe some more weapons. There we are. It's a little bit later on in the video, after playing around, I'll cut this bit. Yeah, just once again, here it is, all working. The collision box in that lot seems to be a bit off, I've noticed. It seems to be just from the side of the dinosaur. Here we are, there we are, we've got a nice depth here with the physics. And yeah, while it isn't the perfect depth in it, it still breaks a bit, especially around the jaw, but it works. Here it is, the diffuse map right here. I feel like it could use a bit more definition on the underbelly. This is specular, which I definitely think needs a lot more work. It just felt like there wasn't enough detail in the specular, and the normal right there, which was fine in my opinion, whether you don't agree. This is the static turntable, sorry. It's just in the plain, open, normal environment with a sky dome with a sort of dark grey material. Unfortunately, the lighting makes it look a little bit blacker than it actually is. Yeah, and it's just rotating the camera around it. And yeah, the next one coming up is the road idol, I believe. Yes, the idol. This is it, just being there. I do think I could have maybe looped it a bit more, maybe had it go on for a bit longer, as it's quite short and you can clearly tell by the head of it going down, looking up, and yeah, I do believe the idol could have done with a longer, well, animation, really, just to give it a bit more lifelike feel. This is the walker animation turntable. Here we are, just walking on the spot. There's a bit of clipping on the floor, I've noticed, especially with the back 2 feet. But I think he did a good job of it, but I did have a problem with the entire cat system and ended up having to go for a bone system and hand rigging it myself. It just kept corrupting all my files, and yeah, every time I saved in the cat system, with the cat system cat rig, no matter how many milestone saves I had, it just crashed when loading up that file again at a later date. And so I ended up just applying a bone system and skinning it from there, and then manually keyframing each bone to walk. So I had to do it completely from scratch, really. It would have been nice to use cat, but it just kept not working. I don't know what the problem was. I tried to Google the problem and I had no luck in finding on what was causing it. All I know is just it was something to do with the cat system. But compared to industry sort of standards, in video games I can really find a lot of Ankylosauruses in games, apart from old ones like Jurassic Park Builder 3, that was. This is Zoo Tycoon. They all seem quite low res, and this is the most modern one, which is Jurassic Park Builder iOS game. I just couldn't really find any sort of video game sort of comparisons, but CGI I was able to find quite easily. This is from Discovery Channel. I can't remember what the dinosaur name thing was, but yeah, it's from guys which I use for their sort of head and horns as heavy reference and the basic head. This is from Walking with Dinosaurs from BBC. This is where I got more of my inspiration with the back and the tail, and though the skin is more on par with the Discovery Channel, there always seems to be some sort of argument of what it actually looked like, because you ain't got skeletons to go upon it. But I mean, I'm glad with all the bumps. I'm quite proud of it, though I do think I could have probably reduced the amount and had less as a result, have a reducing triangle count and could have done them teeth, and maybe made the actual mesh a little bit higher poly. These are the UDK renders that I took in their static, I took a skeleton mesh editor with the texture on. This is the side of it, just before that you saw the back perspective, this is front perspective. I was especially pleased with how the eyes turned out. They were pretty nice, and the main unwrapping problem I probably had was with the feet. They didn't quite, despite the front two being identical, they unwrapped differently, even though I did the same processes. I tried my best to, I think it's more the left front leg on the paw, it's got quite a bit of distortion there. I tried my hard to free it up, but it either wanted a lot higher UV space, or which I just couldn't really afford, really. This is my UDK material sort of editor. Everything's there. I changed the strength of the normal maps for UDK, which is using a constant 3 vector, which I was able to strengthen it up a bit. Though even then it just seemed to extend existing sort of major details and not subtle details. I think that's probably more me when I was sculpting, making certain details a bit too small perhaps to actually use, which is definitely something I'll take into the future. I also put a slight reddish transmission mask on the UDK material, just so around the edges of the skin it gives it a bit more sort of a skinny subsurface scattering effect without actually doing a dedicated map for it. It would have been nice to do a dedicated like lighting and subsurface scattering map for it, but unfortunately time didn't permit. But yeah, this is my dinosaur, Ankylosaurus. I hope you liked it, and yeah, have a good day.